Well, good afternoon. We've been really looking forward to being with you all again. Yeah, I was so excited. I couldn't sleep last night. And John said to me, lie on the edge of the bed, you'll soon drop off. That's my John who said that, not our John. Now, I asked our John if I could MC this afternoon, and he very graciously agreed. And now I'm so tense, I feel like an elastic band. I told him. He said, oh, snap out of it. Only full of jokes, aren't you? This is just a crack of jokes. Anyway, that's the first. He did send a little question on WhatsApp last night, and it is this. Did you know you can tell an ant's gender, A-N-T, not lady ants, an ant's gender by putting it in water? If it sinks, it's a girl. If it floats, it's a boy. Right, on to our programme, and it starts with another John. You know it's Christmas is on the way when you hear the name John Rutter, which is a bit ironic because he doesn't believe in God. However, he does write beautiful Christmas music, and the Angel Carol is a classic. So we're going to start with that, and that will be followed by a beautiful gentle piece called Because of Him. Thank you. I don't know, I'm getting up when you're getting up. Sorry. Don't make redundant.
Sorry. You're already making me talking, and I'm fine with that.
Not important.
Sign
going to give us her pantomime actor. She's appeared in panto many times.
Oh, no, she hasn't.
She's appeared, played the title role of Mother Goose, Puss in Boots, Set in a Chemist, and Aladdin. Now I have to say, if I was playing Aladdin, I'd to get Aladdin with his wonderful limp, because I'm struggling today. But anyway, here's Anne to give you her piece. Thank you.
This was a write-up in a local newspaper, and I thought it was quite good. I could relate to it a little bit. So, can you all hear me?
Yes.
It's called Another Memory Fail. Well, exactly. My memory is not as it once was. I forget the silliest things, but the microwave is my friend. When things are done, it pings. I forget the toast is under the grill. It happens on most days. Protests from the smoke detector declare the error of my ways. I forget that I've made a cup of tea until it's gone stone cold. I go outside to wash the car, then remember that it's been sold. When I do the weekly shopping, I always forget to write a list. Then, on my return, I remember an appointment I've missed. I'm settled down to a task to tackle the crossword in the Daily Mail, only to find that I'd done it earlier. Yet another memory fail. I phoned a friend to ask him what time we were due to meet. He told me that it was last week, and his name isn't Pete. My daughter phoned to tell me she'd pick me up at 5. I couldn't remember what for as she pulled into the drive. She said, "Why haven't you got ready? We're all waiting at the pub. We've been there most of the morning preparing all the grub." She could see that I was somewhat confused and not sure what to say. "It's your birthday party, Mother," she said. "You're 95 today." I hope you don't think I'm that.
It's audience participation now, and you're going to read the words. It's Constable Joy, take tidings to Constable Joy. So take tidings to Constable Joy. Have you all got that?
To the tune of God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
This is correct, yeah.
Just in case you're wondering. So take tidings to Constable Joy, Constable Joy. So take tidings to Constable Joy. This song, it was given to me by a mate of mine called Sid Kipper. Don't know if you can believe it or not. And he explains this was all to do with the Puritans who were hell-bent on stopping anyone enjoying themselves. They had these constables of the watch, which is where the saying comes from: if you want to know the time, ask a policeman. Ours was Constable Joy, he was a miserable bugger. That's what Sid said. And they had a saying about him too. They said there'll be no more joy until there's no more joy. That was their idea of a joke in those days. Well, the Puritans wouldn't let you have anything funny because you might start enjoying yourself. So rather give me a ditty. I shall read in this little ditty. Arrest ye merry gentlefolk and make them go away. Arrest these merry gentlefolk, it may be Christmas Day, but they're singing and they're shouting and they're causing an affray.
So take tidings to Constable Joy, Constable Joy. So take tidings to Constable Joy.
their rough unruly lamps. And now they started arguing and loudly they do shout. And soon I think I'll see some Christmas boxing breaking out.
So take tidings to Constable Joy, Constable Joy. So take tidings to Constable Joy.
Arrest these merry gentle folk who in their gutters crawl. The good, the bad, the ugly, the long, the short, the tall. We'd like to wish a miserable Christmas to you all.
So take tidings to Constable Joy, Constable Joy. So take tidings to Constable Joy.
Okay, we have a solo now from Lynn. The first time she ever sang this in a concert, it snowed for a fortnight afterwards. So she's going to give us White Christmas.
I don't know how this is going to go. As you can tell, I have something of a cold and a cough. I'm very sorry. I was coughing through the other one. I didn't have a cough until I came. My nose was running, but so if there are croaks and all sorts, just please join in because you won't know it anyway. Right.
get to work? Answers on a post? I don't know. It just struck me as...
Carefully.
Well done. We're going to have another recitation now. It's going to be by Jennifer, who, like me, was a librarian when she was working. And she was surprised, yeah, she was surprised one day when a gentleman came into her library and said, fish and chips twice, please. And she said, excuse me, this is a library. And he said, oh, I'm terribly sorry, I beg your pardon. He said, fish and chips twice. These gentlemen.
And I have to say, we two are not your typical librarian. At all. But we're not so. No, we're not. Never would. Okay, this is called Our Brian, and it's about a nativity play. Prepare yourself. Well, when Brian learned he got the part of Joseph, he was made up with himself. All the time he's rehearsing this nativity play, his behaviour is fantastic. The headmaster's made up with him, I'm made up with him, the teachers are made up with him, and he's made up with himself. He's practising every night in his room. We are weary travellers on our way to Middleton, and my wife is having a baby, and we need rest at the inn for the night. Well, the day of the show, I got down to the school. The play started and it was lovely. You know, all the little angels come on and they're all having a sly little wave to their hands. Then it was our Brian's entrance. He comes on and he's pulling this donkey behind him. It's like this little hobby horse on wheels. And perched on top of it is this little girl taking the part of the Virgin Mary. And she's dressed beautiful. You know, her mother's really dolled her up to be the part, and she's giving a little wave to her mum. So Brian gives the donkey a bit of a tug because he's taking it dead serious and he doesn't believe they should be waving to their hands. He's up there. He's acting like he might win the Oscar. You know, he's minding giving hair to the donkey and he's patting it on the head. Well, the headmaster turned round and smiled at me. I think he was as proud of our Brian as I was. Well, Brian gets to the little innkeeper and the door of the inn and he goes, knock, knock, knock. And the little innkeeper appears. Our Brian starts, we are weary travellers on our way to Middleton, and my wife is having a baby. And we need to rest for the night at the inn. So, the little fella playing the innkeeper pipes up. You cannot stay at the inn because the inn is full up and there is no room at the inn. And then our Brian is supposed to say something like, well, we must go and find a lowly cattle shed and stay in there. Then he's supposed to go off pulling the donkey and the Virgin Mary behind him. But he didn't. Well, I don't know if it's the Virgin Mary getting up our Brian's nose because she spent the whole scene waving to her mother, or whether it was just that our Brian suddenly realised that the part of Joseph wasn't as big as it had been cracked up to be. But whatever it was, instead of going off pulling the donkey, he suddenly turned to the little innkeeper and yelled at him, full up! Full up! But we booked! Well, the poor little innkeeper, he didn't know what day of the week it was. He's looking all round the hall for someone to rescue him, and his bottom lip's beginning to quiver. And our Brian's going, full up! I've got the wife outside waiting with the donkey. She's expecting a baby any minute now. There's snow everywhere and 6-foot drifts, and you're trying to tell me that you're full up? Well, the top brass in the front row are beginning to look a bit uncomfortable. They're beginning to turn and look at the headmaster, and O'Brien's giving a perfect imitation of his father. He's berating anything that dares move. The little innkeeper's lip is going 10 to the dozen, and the Virgin Mary's in floods of tears on the donkey. Well, the innkeeper had finally grasped that the script is well out of the window, and that he has to do something about our Brian. So he steps forward and he says, "Listen, mate, listen. I was only joking. We have got room, really. You can come in if you want." And with that, the three of them disappeared into the inn. End of nativity play, an end of our Brian's acting career. Me and our Brian. We sometimes have a laugh about it now, but at the time, I could have died of shame. It was all over the papers. Mary and Joseph failed to arrive in Bethlehem. I was ashamed.
Perfect. That reminds me, years ago I was talking to my niece's little girl, my great niece, and we were talking about the nativity, and she said Jesus was born in the stable, and I said, "Why was he born in the stable?" He said, "There was no room at the Holiday Inn." Thanks for that, Jennifer. I just wondered if you'd like to know a few least popular Christmas carols according to David Letterman. Rudolph the reindeer with the inner ear disorder. It's beginning to look a lot infected. Walking in a woman's wonder bra. Or carols for the psychiatrically challenged. The lady with dementia. I think I'll be home for Christmas. The man who's paranoid. Santa Claus is coming to get me. Or how about thoughts of a roasting on an open fire? The borderline personality person. Anyway, we've nobody like that. We're going to sing Chestnuts Roasted on an Open Fire, and it is the Christmas song. Chestnuts Roasted. Thank you. I bet you wonder when you were coming back.
Unless you order a piece of it. I knew you'd tell me eventually.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Thinking of kids in that song reminds me of a story. The children were asked to draw the nativity. They'd been drawing the nativity at school. And at the end of the day, the drawings were sent home for the parents to put up in some prominent place to admire them. And Betsy's mum was very pleased when she told her daughter told her she'd drawn her very own nativity. Oh, let me see, her mother exclaimed. And when she glanced at the picture, she came rather confused, and she said, well, I can see the shepherds and Mary and Joseph, but why is there a teddy bear in the manger, Betsy? Oh, you know, Mummy, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. Right. It's not quite as good as Road John Virgin, is it? We're now going to have the tintinnabulation of campinology. In other words, jingle bells. And that will be followed by Do You Hear What I Hear? So, and the bells out again.
I was read that for the duty for that's it.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What it is to ring and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is wide, while you're going, let us take a ride and sing the sleighing song. Just get a bobtail bay, 240 on his feet, then hitch into an open sleigh and crank it to the lead. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Send the night wind to the little land. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little land. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? A song with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know, what I know? In your palace, oh mighty king, do you know what I a bit of a skit on the Messiah. It's very funny. But if you do know the Messiah, you will, hopefully you will find it funny. And I'll try to do it in a bit of a Yorkshire accent, or a very broad Lancashire. So, most of us are familiar with the words and music of the Messiah, but Bill Jackson, a farmer, had never been to a performance, and he tried to persuade a friend who was also a farmer to go with him to hear it. But his friend declined. "Nay," he said, "that sort of music's now to my line. I like a bit of Elaine Page or Kathleen Jenkins. Don't like this church stuff, it's beyond me. And I'm going to club on Saturday night anyway, because there's a band on. And another thing, there'll be none of our sort there. There'll be mostly teachers and vicars and the like, and then women soloists without much on. You go and tell me all about it next week." So Bill went by himself, and the next week the old pals met again. "Well, come on then, how did you get on with Messiah?" "Well," said Bill, "it were fair champion. I wouldn't have missed it for aught tea in China. When I got there, church hall were crowded, it were full of folk, and I had a job to get a seat. Well, no wonder, it were all that choral society that took up the stage and half the gallery. There were a chap lacking about on Thorgan, just running his fingers up and down. It sounded, well, as if he were practising. And then, after a bit, a lot of chaps came in carrying fiddles, and then they brought in Messiah. Well, I thought that's what it were. It were biggest instrument on platform, and it were covered in a big bag. The first time I heard that, I howled laughing. They took the bag off it, and then some bloke rubbed its belly with a stick, and you should have heard it groan. It was something like a dying cow, horrible it was. I was just thinking of finding my cap and going, when this little chap came on, all dolled up in a white waistcoat with a flower in his buttonhole. Everything went dead quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. He had a stick in his hand, and he started waving it about, and all singers stared at him. Then the women started to sing, and they hadn't been going long before they were screeching like cats. First one side said they were King of Glory, and the other side said they were, and they went at it hammer and tongs until they were fair worn out. Then there was a bit of bother about some sheep as were lost. I don't know who they belonged to, but they were certainly more than a bit minded about it. Then the singer stood up and sang, "All we like sheep, over and over." I couldn't help saying to a bloke next to me that sheep's all right in moderation. I like a bit of beef myself. He looked daggers at me and said, "Shh," so I shushed. After that, the women stood up. Again, you know, they were getting on a bit. Some of them must have been 65 if they were a day. And they sang, "Unto us a child is born." And the chaps sang back, "Wonderful, Counsellor." And I thought to myself, wonderful, Counsellor, it's a blooming miracle at their age. And how the heck did they think a baby could be put up for counsel? They all sobered up a bit and sang about a lass as we called Joyce Greatly. And some bloke got up and said he were King of Kings, and another one said he was, and then, blow me, they all started arguing about it. Well, I was getting a bit bored, and on it went, and suddenly everybody shouted, "Hallelujah! It's going to rain forever and ever." And that went straight to the door. I thought, well, I'd had my money's worth, and besides, I was thinking, if it were going to rain forever and ever, I'd better get home. Still, it were a good do. You should have come, you know. But I'm still wondering, being a farmer, what happened to them sheep?
Well done. I've got another another little cracker joke. Went to the doctor and said, Doctor, I'm beginning to imagine I feel like a snow-covered field. He said, what's come over you? 2 slates, 3 polar bears and a flock of penguins. We've included in our next item in honour of Ukraine, and we offer another prayer for peace in that region. It's the Ukrainian Christmas carol. It's called Carol of the Bells, and that will be followed by No Room at the Inn. Ukrainian family coming to their house on 16th of December. So I don't know what you've managed to, do in here, but we're looking forward to
For the
and the same pictures that the children were drawing. One little boy took his picture home, and his mummy said to him, "Why is this aeroplane in your nativity scene?" She said, "Oh, that's the flight from Egypt." That seems appropriate to have your poem, doesn't it? It does. After the Northern Thing. So I'm going to invite Lynn to give it, and then we'll finish with another audience participating one, cashing in on Christmas. Thank you, Lynn.
Just going to turn this round, John. That's all right.
No.
Not allowed. I brought a prop. When I
Oh, you got some washing?
No, it's not Gracie Fields. She's a character from the Nativity. And I'm not Mary either. No, not this year. So you can guess who I am. I shall throw this open to the audience. Who am I? Character from the
I
Nativity.
gave him a clue after what we've just been thinking about.
Oh, Mother Riley wanted a little dress.
Oh, Mother Riley was a man. Have you guessed yet?
No.
Innkeeper's
Right,
wife.
I'll tell you. This is a poem called The Innkeeper's Wife by Joan Pomfret. I'm just moving actually because the light's hitting my bit of plastic. It was dark, I recall, and December cold the night the strangers came. We ought to have found him a bed, he said, just as if I were to blame. He knew very well that the inn was full, that I'd been on my feet all day, here, there, at everyone's beck and call, but men never think that way. And as he hurried to fetch more wine, he was muttering under his breath, "Poor lady, she looks so tired and pale. They've come from Nazareth. I couldn't leave them out in the cold. I showed them the stable door and left them a loaf and a lantern and a truss of straw for the floor. And as I came back, I saw the stars and even the small ones blazed. But over our roof, you should have seen. I tell you, I stood amazed. That star, our star, it shone as bright as ever a star could shine." "You and your talk of stars," I said. "For pity's sake, fetch that wine. Hurry up, we need more wood for the fires, and hay for the merchant's horse, and some of the camel men are drunk, and..." "What did you say?" "Of course I'll take a drink for your special friends. Vagrants, more like they are. And a bowl of broth if there's any left, and yes, I'll look at that star." But an hour had passed ere I had time to spare, and I hurried out with a sigh. I saw there were others there before, and I heard a baby cry. It was my turn to stand amazed. He lay in the lantern glow, the oxen ass were looking on, and the shepherds kneeling low. And I felt ashamed of the words I'd said, and the help that I'd not given, for one of the shepherds whispered to me that this was the King of Heaven. And leaving my meagre offering, I'd started to steal away, but his mother smiled and she beckoned, "Come and look," I heard her say. It was dark, I recall, and December cold, but something had happened there in our poor stable. I fell on my knees to join the others in prayer. A miracle? I hardly knew. I felt so much joy and pain. I only knew that there wouldn't be a dawn or a birth like that again.
Are you going to tell them the chorus or am I going to tell them?
Is this the one based on Jingle Bells?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll know the tune. And we've got 2 verses, then a chorus, and then 2 more verses, and then another chorus. And the words that I'd like to join in for are: jingle bells, join at the jamboree. We're going Christmas crackers in a mammoth spending spree. Jingle bells, money in the till. We're cashing in on Christmas. It's the season of goodwill. Okay? Sure you'll pick it up as we go on? But yeah, the verses of these are the
Struggling through the crowds, roaming round the town. All this Christmas shopping, oh, it really gets you down. Your coins and bunions twinge, your poor feet feel an ache. You clutch at awkward parcels till you feel your arms will break.
It's murder in the shops, it's slaughter in the stores. You're squashed in escalators and you're mangled in the doors. Yet you never feel the wounds while the battle's on. They bleed you dry and then you cry, oh, where's the money gone? Oh, jingle bells, join the jamboree. We're going Christmas crackers in a mammoth spending spree. Oh, jingle bells, money in the till. We're cashing in on Christmas, it's a season of goodwill.
So the soap for Auntie Joan and tie for Uncle Jack. We know you never wear it, but he always buys us something back. And as for Cousin Tom, that's 2 years now he's missed. Where's your Christmas spirit, Tom? Oh, cross him off the list. We spent so much time, far more than we ought. It's not the gift that counts, of course, it's really just the thought. But they better buy for us something just as dear. If not, you bet we won't forget when Christmas comes next year.
Oh, jingle bells, join the jamboree. We're going Christmas crackers in a mammoth spending spree. Oh, jingle bells, money in the till. We're cashing in on Christmas, it's the season of goodwill. Hopefully not like that, all of us.
Is it tea time? as far as I know. It's the one she sang last time. It used to be. It's called Steal Away. Bathos means? Bathos. I think it means sublime to the ridiculous. So we're going to have a bit of bathos now. And it's a poem, and it's a Messiah poem, and it's called Going to Messiah, and it's a Lancashire dialect poem. My dad are really fond of music. He said it was good for the soul, especially that there, Middleton Messiah. Well, I couldn't abide rock and roll. And he'd take me to Bridgewater at Christmas, when the Hallelujah chorus was sung. Well, I didn't reckon much to it at the time, and it seemed to go on rather long. First one would stand up, then t'other. They'd have for to sing by themselves. Then choir were a gate, but give them a rest. I read out a puff, I could tell. And they could get the hang of it somehow. I found it long-winded and dull. Well, there might have been something about it, because Bridgewater all was full. They would keep repeating themselves, see, with all hallelujahs and such, and all about him reigning forever. Well, at least I cottoned on to that much. But my dad did enjoy it. It was exactly his cup of tea. And the weeks after he'd be singing about them sheep as had all gone astray. Well, I'm still going to Bridgewater Hall at Christmas. I've joined sopranos in choir. I reckon Dad knew what he was doing when he took me the Hearkening Messiah.
And I think we should say that you were in the Halley, weren't you?
I did sing it, I did. Not in sopranos. Oh, it is serious.
Janet Long, she's on percussion. Janet Long.
Played in it. She's in the
Oh yeah, very nice.
Oh, high-class music knowledge here. Very careful, John.
Well, it was a good experience. It was so serious for me. It was just, you had to sing Stravinsky's Psalms in Latin with about 4 practices, and then we did Mahler's Mahler 3 in German. So I said thank you, but it's not for me. They were all very serious. Very, very nice, kind people. They all took you all the way to the mountain. They showed you all the ropes and that. But anyway, it was an experience.
It's a lot more fun with us, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we're going to sing all together now. Scarlet Ribbons. I've lost my script. Never mind.
It's really a thing. Very cool. The thing's gone on. Yesterday.
pack of jokes. I started with 2, so I'll finish with a few. What's a lawyer's favourite pudding? Suet. How do you prevent your mouth freezing? Grit your teeth. What, you'll have to groan louder than that to stop me. What do you call a man who's been buried 100 years? Pete.
I bet it takes longer than that.
What's large, white and deadly if it falls out of a tree? I don't know why I picked this one. Fridge.
I don't know why you picked that one either.
What do you get when you walk under a friendly cow? A pat on the head. We'll have one more. Oh, I'm marked them up and now I can't find it. Right, okay, last one. What do you call a blind reindeer?
No idea.
No idea.
What's called a blind reindeer with no legs? A blind reindeer with no legs. Still no idea. Before we finish, I'd just like to invite everybody that's within the area. A few of the people here tonight are singing on Saturday the 17th of December in Bamford Chapel in Norden. Rochdale Phoenix Opera Society are doing a Christmas concert that evening, and there's wine and mince pies, more wine and mince pies and things. So Saturday the 17th, if you're in the area, or know of people who might be in the area and be interested in coming along, Saturday the 17th of December, 7:30 at Bamford Chapel. And that involves some of these people as in the guise of Rochdale Phoenix Opera Society. However, all of these lovely people will be singing on Wednesday lunchtime on the 4th of January, which is the first Wednesday of January, and that will be in the Balm, or Balm, St Mary's, in Rochdale Town Centre as part of the Toad Lane concert series. So you'll hear all of these people singing again, should you be in the area of Rochdale, on Wednesday lunchtime, the 4th of January, and that's at 12:30. Starting at 12:30. So, yeah, the more the merrier. It'd be lovely to sing to you all again there in
And I put my poster on for next Friday as well, which is Rochdale Retirement Choir, and 4 or 5 of us are in that. I'm retired now, I've had my birthday, I've got my pensions. And joined the retirement choir and I'm really enjoying it. So that's on Friday the 7th, I think. So at St George's Church on Mary Road, Rochdale.
So we'll get it out.
Right, our penultimate song is it's a conglomeration of different carols, and we start with the first Noel. It's called Carol Time.
As Mary lays her
tell you my joke.
Oh.
You've all heard of David Crockett. Did you know he had 3 ears?
No.
He did have. He had a left ear, this ear, and a wild front ear. Right, I'd just like to. He's just letting him to play it off. At this point, I'd like to say thank you. I will thank Graham first. We're going to finish by wishing you a crappy Isthmus and a prosperous New Year. Sorry, that should be a happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
What are you doing this here after
In the words of the song, we Merry Christmas. No copies. Just report anybody who uses their copy.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
As usual, very enjoyable afternoon. We've all thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again, or hearing you again, in the year ahead, you know. So I'd like to wish you all a very happy Christmas. And I'd like you to wish your friends to pray. I don't know whether they'll have a very peaceful one.
Well, they will here.
They're coming over here, they're staying with friends of ours here.
Yes. Well,
A lady and 2 grown-up children, well, teenage children.
And the little boy needing Wellingtons either size 4 or 5.
Well, wish them a happy Christmas from all of us.
Yeah.
And thank you very much once again.